This time, I would like to discuss the news regarding Mitsubishi Corporation halting its metal trading operations in China and closing its local subsidiary. First, I will cover the details of this case, and then I will talk about similar incidents that have occurred in the past. It seems that Japanese companies may underestimate the risks posed by internal betrayals, operating under an optimistic belief in inherent goodwill. However, there is a clear difference between professional ability and ethical values. Furthermore, the consequences of misconduct differ significantly between Japanese and foreign individuals, and I believe Japanese companies must fully recognize these distinctions. I'll address these issues as well. Let's start with what happened. Mitsubishi Corporation appears to have a local subsidiary in Singapore, which oversees its trading operations in China. The Chinese subsidiary engaged in metal trading, but a trader, presumably Chinese, conducted fraudulent transactions that resulted in a loss of 13.8 billion yen. The trader executed these trades with companies personally connected to them, a scenario common in China. The scheme involved causing losses to the company while benefiting their acquaintances or relatives' businesses, a type of misconduct that is almost cliché. In principle, such transactions should be monitored by other personnel, but for some reason, these fraudulent activities were not detected until the losses became enormous. Despite having monitoring systems in place, routine checks may have become a mere formality, or there could have been other circumstances that allowed this oversight. Due to the enormous losses, Mitsubishi Corporation decided to suspend trading operations in the region, likely to prevent similar incidents in the future. The decision was made to close the local subsidiary entirely. The article also mentions a similar case in 2019, where another Chinese trader caused massive losses in crude oil derivatives trading. This incident, which occurred at Petrodime in Singapore, resulted in approximately 35 billion yen, $3.2 million in losses. The company was ultimately liquidated. Mitsubishi Corporation filed criminal charges against the trader on September 19, but the trader's fate remains unclear. Despite extensive searches, including tools like ChatGPT, no detailed information about what happened afterward could be found. If the case was treated as a criminal matter, some form of punishment must have been handed down, but details remain unknown. These incidents suggest that Japanese companies may not anticipate their employees intentionally causing losses for personal gain. The optimistic assumption that employees will act ethically may contribute to a lack of stringent oversight over transactions. Another noteworthy case is the ARM China scandal. ARM, a semiconductor design company owned by the SoftBank Group, established a Chinese subsidiary called ARM China. The CEO of ARM China, Alan Wu, engaged in conflicts of interest that created a major scandal. While ARM, as the parent company, attempted to dismiss him, Alan Wu refused to accept his termination, claiming that it was invalid under Chinese law. This led to a prolonged power struggle over the management of ARM China. The issue was further complicated by the ownership structure. ARM held 49% of ARM China's shares, while the remaining 51% were owned by Chinese entities, including government-linked funds. This meant that ARM lacked full control over its subsidiary. Alan Wu allegedly used his position to create a private fund to benefit companies he favored, which conflicted with the interests of an existing fund aligned with ARM. His actions disrupted ARM's business in China and even impacted SoftBank's plans to sell ARM. These cases demonstrate how individuals in positions of power can prioritize personal gain at the expense of their companies, causing massive losses and operational disruptions. Looking to the future, Japan faces another challenge: the increasing influx of highly capable foreign professionals, particularly Chinese graduates from top institutions. Many of these individuals are academically and professionally excellent, and they may eventually rise to leadership positions in Japanese companies. However, their ethical values and cultural norms may differ from those in Japan. Moreover, unlike Japanese nationals, foreign individuals may not face the same societal repercussions in their home countries for misconduct committed in Japan. This reduces the deterrence against unethical behavior. This shift in workforce demographics raises concerns about whether Japanese companies are prepared to manage potential risks effectively. Without adapting governance structures and implementing robust monitoring systems, the likelihood of incidents involving large-scale fraud may increase, as shown by the examples discussed. In conclusion, while embracing global talent is valuable, Japanese companies must recognize the importance of balancing trust with accountability. Failing to address these issues could result in further cases of fraud and damage to corporate reputations. This concludes my discussion for today. Thank you for reading, and I hope to share more insights with you in the future.